What's up, guys? Welcome to JS Racing. My name is Jason. This video is going to be covering day 6 and 7 of my trip at Kartlephant. Day 6 was a Monday, so it was relatively uneventful. We basically spent the whole day just fixing all the carts that were damaged over the weekend. So there were two children's carts that were pretty badly damaged. The front bumper was like completely bent out of shape to one side because it was involved in a head-on collision. So yeah, that was pretty bad. So we had to cut the front supports and re-weld it to make it straight again. It worked perfectly, and really you can't really tell anything was done to it. I'll show you a picture of it. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I did the whole day, just fixing carts, replacing some of the tires, and that was pretty much it. But at night around 10:30 we did receive the new carts, and I could tell you they were beautiful. And the guy who's selling us the carts, he actually improved on a lot of the parts, especially the front bumper, side and the back. So all those bumpers are now new and improved, and they probably won't be damaged as easily. The previous one, they were more like large boxes, so when you crash, they would just crack open and the box would just fall apart, and that was pretty bad. Now it's more like a bumper rack with a lot of rubber, so it will last a lot longer, and the stuff that you need to replace is a lot cheaper, a lot smaller. I'll show you what they look like. So this is what happened last night. yeah, very exciting. The liveries look very beautiful, and we will be redoing all the liveries for all the other karts as well. So it will look like a full fleet of Formula One cars, sort of. Formula One themed anyway. So these new karts will be fitted with the ZR22E that we assembled over the last few days. They will be a lot more powerful, and it'll be a lot more fun to drive. With the ZR28R, after I tested it, I found that something was wrong with the camshaft. I mean, when we were testing it, I was probably on track for less than, I don't know, like 20 laps in total. But for some reason, the camshaft wore down, like the two lobes wore down really, really fast. It's really crazy. I don't know why that happened. So after we sort of traced back to what happened, so for the first test session, I didn't assemble the crankcase portion. I did the cylinder head and all the stuff around the crankcase. So I didn't close the crankcase. I didn't install camshaft. I didn't install the crankshaft either. I did the flywheels, everything else. So after I checked with the mechanic who did the crankcase, he told me that he only did the torque for all the screws for closing the case cover at 15 Newton meters, which is bad because it's supposed to be at 24. So after the first test session with the advanced timing, we found that the crankcase was leaking a lot of engine oil, and the seal that goes around the crankcase cover got pushed out, and it was like all in pieces. So I was like thinking, okay, that's really bad because, you know, we don't know how much engine oil was leaked. When I went back to the workshop, we let out all the engine oil. We only had 200 mil left, which is really bad. So we're thinking that the camshaft wore down around then when it wasn't properly lubricated. So when I go home, I'm going to go check my engine as well to see if the camshaft got any wear and tear. Last time I checked, I don't think there was any problem. I didn't do any advanced timing on my engine either. So I think it should be okay. But for their engine, yeah, the camshaft is completely screwed. And unfortunately, they don't have a replacement for that particular camshaft. That is a 0.265 lift one. So it opens a lot longer. And yeah, so right now they're going to have to use the stock one, which I already installed. I redid the entire engine myself, so it should be okay now. We are going to be testing it this morning. I am just waiting for my friend to come down. We're going to go to the track together. And yeah, hopefully it won't affect the output of the engine that much, because if it does, we're going to have to think of a way to get more of that camshaft. We're hoping that we won't be needing it. But anyway, so anyway, that's it for now. We'll see you at the track. Alright guys, so as you just saw, we did some testing with the test driver. He didn't bring his own racing suit or helmet, so it looks kind of funky. He was wearing the ladies helmet, which we give to customers to use. But anyway, I think today's testing was not ideal. I suppose it was more wishful thinking on my part, because when I did it, it was a lot warmer and the track was cleaner. But today is a bit cold, and it was about, like, I don't know, 13 degrees or something. So even with the tire blanket, the tires just lost temperature really quickly. And also today was a bit windy as well, so there's a bit more dust on the track. So it wasn't ideal. So when I did like 41 seconds per lap. He's also at 41. So, I mean, he's not familiar with the kart. Well, he's not familiar with the engine. This is his first time testing the engine, and also the tires don't really have a lot of grip. So, yeah, he didn't really perform well today. So, unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to do the testing at a later date. I'm gonna go home, check the engine, check the camshaft, especially see if the lobes are worn down, and change the timing back to stock, because I did advanced timing, but it looks like advanced timing is no good for our engine. So I'm going to change that, and then after that I'm just going to bring it to the local track to see if there's any extra performance. So that's the game plan. Now it's just 7 hours of driving. So anyway, that's it for this trip, and that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.